Sometimes you may go through things in life that are sometimes catch you off guard or just catch you by surprise, or things that are actually hurtful, that come from people that that you care for. And sometimes we take on this hurt and it start manifesting into something that don't need to be there. Sometimes when people do things, it may be that their condition of how they're raised or certain experiences that they may have had in their past that may allow them to act a certain type of way, and they really don't know that the way that they're responding to you is being hurtful. I'm learning in life that everything that I go through, even my hurt, it's for my good, and I know that when I hurt, that it's something inside that hurt that God wants me to see. Sometimes people may do things or respond a certain way, and they don't even know the effect that they are actually having on your life because of the way that they're doing things. And it may be some of your old experiences that causes like red flags to go up, but they don't know that because they don't know your history. But at the same time, I'm also learning that in life, there should be some type of growth from that hurt. And at the end of the day, it's still your response of when you're hurting. There should be some type of growth, and I said it to myself today that there's always a blessing in the lesson. There's always a blessing in the lesson. So, sometimes people may be responding in a way that that may offend us, and they have no clue. Like, they really don't even know that what you're doing, you sort of they're being misunderstood. And don't get me wrong, we all act or respond in a way sometimes that may be unpleasant to people that we care about, or even just friends, or even people that we don't even know. We may respond a certain way, but really don't even mean nothing by it. But to the person that's receiving it on the other end, he's taking it in a total different manner or a total different fashion. And in my life, my substance of life and my essence, I'm just trying to grow. I'm just trying to be a better person. I'm trying not to allow for the things or what people do to cause callous over my heart, that I become so insensitive that I can't see somebody else's pain. And this is where we're at. We go through so much stuff that it becomes a point that we don't realize that a person may be looking at something in a total different fashion from the way that you're looking at things. Some things that you're stronger in, that person may not be strong where you're at. But in some areas in their life, they may be stronger. So we really just have to be careful, how, we view things. Perception plays a major role. But at the end of the day, I've learned, now I went through a few things the last couple of days, and the question was just why? And, I didn't get my breakthrough from the why until earlier. I realized that with what I was going through, I realized that it was like a light that just clicked right on. And that light is what told me that sometimes people views of how they do things, there's a reason why they do things. If they don't clarify it, there's a reason why they didn't clarify it. But what you have to do, you have to look at it in the bigger picture and not get upset when something seems to be off from the way things are normally between you and that person that may have caused you some type of offense, or that may have done something that you didn't understand. When people do that, do you just throw in the towel and say forget it? No. And we have relationships with people, whether they be eros or whether they be platonic relationships, that somewhere in those relationships somebody's gonna do something that's gonna be hurtful to you. Do you just throw it away because of that? No. But we're living in a society today that just say, and truth be told, we just say fuck it. Excuse my language, but truth be told, that's what we do. And sometimes we throw away a real good relationship because you never know what a person may be going through at that time, or the fact of that they don't even know that they have offended you in that way because they're looking at it in a totally different manner. So, as I was saying, there's a blessing in the lesson. And the thing about it is, just make sure that you get the lesson. Because when you get the lesson, then that's where the blessing comes in. The blessing comes in from the maturity and the understanding that you have of what you just went through. And that's growth. So in spite of how people may look at or how they do things, you can't control nobody. And another thing, we can't always be in expectations for things to work out the way that we want them to work out all the time. It's just not going to happen. That's in everyday life and dealing with people, period. But the bigger picture is that when you're looking at it from a different perspective and have an understanding that people are human and they may do some things that may be hurtful to you, but that doesn't mean that they don't love you. It means that they look at things totally different from your perception of how you may do things or how you want to have things, or expect to have things when it comes to you. So just think about it. There's always a blessing in the lesson, but you got to get the lesson and know what the lesson is. And even if the lesson hurts, it's still something for you, because it's a blessing in hurt. And most importantly, think about it. If we didn't have any hurt, there won't be no type of growth anyway. Think about that. Without hurt, there's no growth. Think about what I said.